Okay, so today's video is going to be, or tonight as I should say, tonight's video is going to be another advice video. So basically, I am just really in like a talking mood tonight. I don't know what it is. I just get like these moods where I feel like rambling for an hour. So I thought that was great. I could just take this energy and talk to the computer for as long as it takes and make another advice video. So tonight's video is going to be about friends. It's kind of random, I didn't plan it, but this is also an on my photo booth video because my iMovie is still all out of sorts. It's not working still, so I'm sorry for the quality. It's nighttime, it's about 10 o'clock, 10:15, and I just feel like talking, so I thought I would do this video, and my hair is up and I'm a mess, but that's okay because it's just an advice video. So basically, I don't really have a plan. I'm just going to talk to you guys about what I know about friends and what I know about friendships and all that stuff, and yeah. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is trust. So no matter who you're with, if it's like friends you had for so long or friends that you're just getting used to that you just met in high school or whatever grade you're in, trust is the biggest thing. That's even the biggest thing in like relationships and marriages and all that. It's just huge. You need to be able to trust the people that you are talking to and the people that you are with at all times. And I think a lot of us overlook it because we're so used to just feeling like you should be able to trust anybody. And the thing is, you really can't trust anybody now because, you know, people talk. People have their own opinions on things. People do what they want. And, you know, I think a lot of us take for granted what we want in people. I know that, I don't know if that makes sense, but I think when you meet someone who's really nice, who you can talk to easily, you're like, oh yeah, I can trust them with anything. And not always is that the case, because I've had so many friends where they're great people, but they just like to talk. And I mean, I get it. It's fine. Like, people talk. When you're in a group of friends, some kind of gossip starts and you want to add into it, and a lot of people do add into it, but the best thing is just to stay out of it and not, you know, add your 2 cents into it just to keep to yourself. And I think the thing about trusting someone is knowing that you can tell your secrets that you need to let out. Like, there are times where I just feel like I need to tell someone something, I need to let it out, and you know, it's not always where you want to tell a parent. You don't really want to tell your mom or dad anything like girly, like about a boy or about something different. It's like you want to have someone like a friend you can talk to, and that's a huge thing. It's hard to know who you can trust and who you can't. It's not just who the person is. There could be this really nice person, but they just can't keep a secret. It doesn't have to do with like the type of person they are. It doesn't have to do with if they're nice or not nice. I think the thing is you need to keep to yourself the really, really, really important things. And things that, you know, are deep and dark, but if they are let out, it wouldn't ruin you as a person. Those are the types of things you can tell a friend. I have one friend, actually have a few friends, that I can really tell anything, and I know, like, so well that they're not going to tell anybody. I just know. I've known them for so long. I have a really good friend who lives across the country, and we talk a lot, we text, we try to Facebook each other, and, you know, we've done the Skype thing and the whole long-distance friendship. It's hard, but it's when you can have that bond across the country, it's really good. It's just, that's when you really know you have a true friend. And when you have a friend who you've had since you were little, and you've been through everything together, you've been through the fighting, the laughter, the smiles, all of that, when you can go through that with a friend, then that is really when you know you can trust them with stuff that you might not tell anybody else. You know what I mean? So I kind of just covered two things in one, basically trust and who you know is a true friend. So I meant to do that in like two different parts, but basically what I'm trying to get at is when you can talk to someone like they're your sister or your brother, and you can talk to them so easily where you're not holding back and trying to say, like, where you have like the conversation in your head, should I tell them, should I not? If you're just letting out and telling them, then I think you know well enough that they're close enough to you where you can just be yourself around them. You don't have to act around them. You don't have to be like, okay, should I keep this away from them? Should I not tell them? Should I switch around the story? Or it's just, I've had close friends in the past where I could tell certain people things, and then other friends, I can tell them things, but I didn't really go into detail because maybe I knew. I just knew that they were a good person, but you can't always tell everybody everything about your life. It's hard to know who's really going to keep the secret and who's really not. And yeah, it's crazy, it's confusing, and it's hard to understand. I think everybody's been through it where they tell someone a secret, someone that you really trust, and it gets out and you're like blindsided. You're like, how'd that happen? Like, where did that come from? So, yeah. So know who you can trust and who you can't is the biggest thing in a friendship, and you know, it should be good. If you can trust someone with a secret and you can talk to them without holding back, that's always a really good feeling. Okay, so the next thing is being together. Okay, so I know you guys are probably thinking, why would I be talking about this? But with certain friends, if you are with a friend too much, it can lead to either problems or it's a good thing. It depends on what type of person you are. I'm the type of person who I love to be with people, but if I'm with someone for too long, it's just, I think everybody has their limits. If you're with someone every single day of the week, every waking hour, say you have sleepovers every night or something like that, it's just, I think there becomes a boundary where it's too much. And if you have a close friend who's like a sister or brother to you, and you talk every night, every hour of the day, every second of the day, you always talk, you're either texting, talking on the phone, or in person with each other, it's a good relationship, but it could be unhealthy if you're always with them. I mean, like, I'm talking with them from the time you start school, like you see them at the bus stop, or you bring them to school in the car, until the very end of the day, you go home with them, or take the bus home with them, or whatever you do, and then you hang out with them, do homework, and then they go home finally. It may be too much. I mean, it's a good thing to be with your friends, absolutely, but sometimes when you're with friends too much, you learn so much about each other, there's nothing else to talk about, and it's just crazy. I love my friends, but I think there's certain times where if I've been with a friend for too long, we can tell that we're getting at each other and we need a little bit of space, and everybody needs their space, but it's good to be with your friends. It's good to talk to them and have like good times and go out and hang out and have fun, but if you've been with them too much, you'll understand. You'll know. You'll start to get that You'll start to pick out things that are aggravating you about the person that you never thought would aggravate you. But I'm not saying don't hang out with your friends. Definitely be with your friends. Try to be with them as much as possible. But know when you need your time alone and when you need time with other friends. Like, try to spread out time. Don't just be with one person all the time. Try to hang out with different people and include them and everything. So that was a really short little talk, but that was another point I wanted to bring up. The third point I want to bring up is knowing when your friend is almost like family but almost isn't. It's kind of like a weird topic. I don't really know why I picked this, but when you have friends that are so close to you that they're almost family, it's a really good feeling. So I want to tell you guys, if you do find a friend like that, hold on to them because they don't come very often. It's pretty hard to find those kind of people. I have a few of those, and it's kind of amazing to have people that you can talk to like a sister, but you're not always necessarily with them. It's just that you know them so well, and they know so much about you that so many people don't. And it's a really good feeling. It's good to know that you can talk to someone and they understand you without you explaining yourself. So I think it's always good to find people who can like figure out your story or can you know, I think I don't really know what I'm getting at, but it's good to talk to people. It's good to have people who are one, like on the other side, who know nothing about you, that they get to learn about you, and it's good to have people who know so much about you there's nothing else to know. Like, I have people that I'm friends with who don't like know anything about me, but we're still friends, and then I have friends who I can ask like a random question about myself, and it can be some really weird, bizarre question, and they'll know the answer. It's like, try to have friends on those, like, both sides, friends that you, like, don't really hang out with that often, but you will in school. It's good to have, like, school friends and then friends that you're always with, if that makes sense. It's always nice. And another thing is try to make friends in outside of school activities. Like, if you go to a church, if you go to, like, a club, you play sports, those are always the friends that may not travel with you in life, but you can go back to if you're, say you go to a certain school and you meet people from other schools. That's the best way to meet people, is being in clubs and joining activities. I know I never did that when I was younger. I never joined sports when I was younger, and I regret it, because that's where you meet the people. That's where you meet, maybe even some of your closest friends are from team sports and from like building activities, and it's nice to meet people other places than just where you've been growing up your whole entire life. So yeah. Okay, so another point I wanted to quickly touch upon, it's not really huge, it's not very important, I mean it is kind of, but it's the whole jealousy thing. I think every one of us, I may be just speaking for myself, but I'm pretty sure deep down inside everybody can agree with me that we've all been through the jealousy thing where you have a best friend or you have a really good friend, and either it's the way that their family is, or it's the way that they are as a person, or it's that they have other friends. I think there's always a way to get jealous of someone. Doesn't really matter what it is, but in my opinion, I think jealousy is both healthy and unhealthy. I think if you're never jealous of people, it's almost unhealthy. I don't really know how to explain it. I just think that when you have a friend, if you're always with them and you're always happy with what they do, always there, and always like, I feel like everything, no matter who or what, like who you're friends with, who you're in a relationship with, I think people who are always happy are the ones who generally, in the end, it kind of goes crazy at all, like their emotions explode. I'm not saying be with your friend every day fighting, absolutely not, but I think a good, you know, like, not argument, but like a little argument here and there, or a little disagreement is always a way to bring a friendship together. It might not at that time, obviously not. You're thinking, where is this relationship or friendship going? But in the end, if you guys can figure out a way to stay friends, or you can figure out a way for your friendship to really like get back together from that fight or that disagreement, then you know you're true friends. I've had one friend where we had some issues at first. We had you know, problems along the way, and now we're the closest we've ever been, and it's just, it's crazy how you can have so many problems with someone, or you can be so close to someone at one time and then now you don't even know who they are, or you can have so many problems with someone and then now you're just so close. It's kind of crazy, and that's also where you figure out who is a friend and who isn't, and that's what I'm trying to say about the jealousy thing. It's kind of a way for you to understand if that's someone you truly want to be friends with, or if it's someone you don't. I have friends all the time where, like, they'll get something, and I'm like, oh, I'm so jealous, like, you're so lucky that you got that, you're so lucky your parents would let you, yada, 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 and they're jealous because the same reasons. It's kind of, you figure out, like, if they almost feel the same way, you guys are keeping all these emotions bottled up inside, and then in the end, you figure out that you both feel the same way. So yeah, this video is kind of crazy, and I understand, but it's all over the place, but I really just wanted to get the point across to you guys that basically you need to figure out who your true friends are in life and who your true friends aren't, because I've always been told by my parents, relatives, friends, and other people that your true friends you find normally in college or out of high school, because they're the ones that you don't really have to deal with the drama and all that stuff in, you know, later years. But I think in high school you're trying to pick through the people and find, you know, the real ones and the fake ones, and you're trying to find yourself along the way as well. And it's kind of hard because high school is stressful, and you don't always have time to find your friends or your boyfriend or your future husband, all that stuff. But in the end, you will know who your friends are. I promise you that. You will know who is really like a true friend and who's kind of just an acquaintance where you talk to them once in a while and that's it. But yeah, I hope this helped you guys, some of you having like a little friend issues now along the way. But yeah, if you guys like these advice videos, they're kind of jumbled, but it's nice for me just to talk to the computer and talk and get my blabber out. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys real soon, and I'll leave my contact information below if you have questions. Alright, bye!